You kept your promise to me, so I should be going back.
How's Nanako?
Doctor. Big Bro.
We did everything we could, but... In case...
Let go of me.
You have your life.
It's your fault that Nanako-chan's...
I didn't.
We don't have time to wait. What are you trying to say? Something we don't know. But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV. What didn't you understand? Well, what is it? I already told you there's Are you even getting at something? Miss it? Damn it, I've heard enough of this. Are we doing this?
He's right. Let's all calm down for a second.
I'm perfectly...
Hey, what did you mean?
What's there to miss?
Hey, let's all take... After what happened to Nanako-chan and seeing Dojima-san.
Fine.
You're right. I realize now that we've heard almost nothing from... There's no denying that this man brought great harm. But other than that point, the rest comes from our assumptions based on watching the Midnight Channel. I won't deny that we were blinded by the heat of the moment, trying to impute all responsibility.
But... yeah, the guy's not saying it. Whatever reason he had, there's no doubt about the fact that he'd been throwing people inside the TV. It was him who put Senpai through that misery. How can we possibly understand someone who says killing people is the same as saving them?
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things. Truthfully, not all the hitches that were nagging at me have been answered yet. We'll have to see what he can tell us about, though it appears he's in no condition to do so at the moment.
True. Dealing with him right now might not solve all... Damn it. But you better remember this. I'll do everything I can to stop him from repeating what he... anytime, anywhere. Jeez. Then again, that's why you're our leader. All right. Let's go ahead and think this through.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it.
Thank you. I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
We all know how you feel, Yosuke. Come on, we've become...
Right. Together.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Hey, you guys? What are you doing? You can't be in here.
We were keeping an eye on... The police officers outside seem to have their hands full helping. If Namatame were to escape, it would be a disaster for the police's reputation. And their...
Oh. We'll tighten security from now on, and I'll arrange for him to be transported out. So, if you guys can keep quiet about being in here...
How is he, Doctor? He seems...
He seems fine for now, but outside, everyone.
Understood.
We should go too. So what's this thing?
To tell the truth, there's something that's... Why did he start killing people in the first...
Well, he said himself it was to save... So, he killed his lover in order to...
The police speculated the first murder was related to the affair, so they called... But everything in his testimony and his bearing, no matter what they looked at, they've... If he truly is twisted enough to believe that murder is a means of saving people,
Maybe he faked it real well. Or maybe he started out with a normal motive and got a taste for killing after the first time.
No, if that were the case, his motive for killing that announcer would be even more inexplicable. Namatame and his wife were separated. Both Misuzu Hiragi and himself testified that she had discarded him. Hiragi also knew about Yamano beforehand, and Namatame was shocked to hear of. Their relationship was known and was not strained to the point of murder. There's simply no motive. The police invested a great deal of effort into investigating this point. Therefore, we have no convincing motive for Namatame, although her name was written in Namatame's own...
His reason for killing her.
It's still possible that he was crazy to begin with and no one realized, right?
I don't really...
Oh, this is...
Hey, we could hear you in there. This is a hospital.
Oh, there you are, all. Please come with me.
Huh?
What are you waiting for?
Is this Teddy's? This doesn't quite feel like it, though. I remember being at the hospital. That's right. I couldn't do anything. Why do I couldn't. I lost my I remember. So, guys, Sensei, what should I do?
Oh, there's Nanako-chan came around.
Huh? What did you just say?
Nanako-chan's...
Are you serious?
It's very rare to be resuscitated after one's heart and lungs fail, but it does happen. But until I know why she collapsed in the first place, I can't say. Still, Nanako-chan's a...
So this isn't a joke? You're actually telling the truth?
Nanako-chan.
Miracles do happen.
I didn't know it.
Stop crying, you...
You all should go. I'll speak with Dojima-san tomorrow about Nanako-chan. It's rather chilly outside. If it starts snowing, be...
I noticed he didn't come with us when we went to
I figured he wouldn't move from Nanako...
Teddy.
Oh yeah, he has a cell with him. Wait, I shouldn't use mine inside the hospital. I'll try calling him up once we're outside.
Couldn't save. I couldn't save. Mayumi. I couldn't save.
Huh? What's the matter? Feeling guilty all of a sudden? Sheesh.
I can't reach him. Did that stupid bear forget to charge the battery?
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him.
Oh, it's snow.
Hey, you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I last saw real snow. It doesn't look that pretty, though, because of this fog.
I guess this makes it the first snow of the year. Hey, Yosuke, if you find Teddy...
I know. Man, that Ted, he's probably fine. Well...
Well, it's been... Do not be alarmed. I have summoned you. Now then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far. Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery? Splendid! The precise destination of this vehicle. That too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, well, why don't... It was for that purpose that I summoned you, Margaret.
To start being more selfish.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
All right, Let's go ahead and think this through as much.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to...
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on. We've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current...
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great though there isn't much time left. It can be worth your while.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but some travel fast. Some change their course.
The state of this room reflects the sea. Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation.
Teddy's missing. I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him. Yeah, me too. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone. We're meeting pretty soon.
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here. I guess that's all we can do. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear with...
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right, it won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but...
Let's quickly review. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano, from the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi.
When I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo...
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the... That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior, and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai? If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about...
There's something I've been wondering about for... When we first encountered him, you're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too. So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting... Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops in.
The possibility that he truly intended...
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai in that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed... Warning letter? Oh, yeah.
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it.
Let's review that. Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kinda odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this... Yeah, it's almost like...
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident...
So, Namatame really was trying to...
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it... In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And it all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter.
Someone else? It wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai in the...
We can't say... We urgently need to speak...
How, though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten...
I have a plan, but there's no time to waste.
Hey, this...
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Nama...
This is Unit 25. Name of now... Well, I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's...
I'd like him to... He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation. And he's here in Detective Dojima's...
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him?
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit...
Something
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Well then, you should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It's...
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button.
Understood. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this... What? There's nothing much inside that suspicious... so he won't be gone long.
All right, then now's our chance to talk to Namata.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth.
Huh? They were killed. I couldn't save them. No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Huh? Me?
Then tell me if my estimation is... After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into... His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to...
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more...
I have no idea. What are you talking about? I didn't know. I never thought it would be that...
As I...
You... Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel... Mayumi...
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on... We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have...
Only... you?
We did blame you for everything at first, but now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us.
Please, tell us everything you can.
You're willing to... All right. Soon after my affair with Mayumi became I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal, and I started drinking heavily to I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi... She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard, since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly.
Then all of a sudden... Mayumi? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next afternoon when I got to work. I was fine. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened. I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS for... I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, and I confirmed that none of it was it. So that image was... That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of...
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre... I'd heard about it before, but then Mayumi appeared on it. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's question. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death from my... Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her. But that same night, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have... There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who... But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself.
You really did love Miss Yama.
Yes. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next... She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't... She gave... Soon after Saki-san was found, that was you. She'll be kidnapped next. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. My opponent was a murderer who I thought hard about what I could do to protect. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV, and that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again, and I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just... If she's inside the TV... It felt as if everything was starting to come together. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big... If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed...
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about it!
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it, but... Are you
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had...
You refer to Nanako-chan.
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to... That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than... I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Juness?
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressed, I thought I was going insane. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save...
But I ended up doing just the opposite. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to... But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't... I'm to blame for all of this. So, but the things I've done are too serious to be... I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world? You can hardly be blamed for... We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have...
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm sorry.
What are you all cramped?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about...
It's all clear now. He never... It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
Now get up! I told you, he's almost ready to be Sheesh, I better not see...
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right?
How can he flake out like this when we have to find...
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the... Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents, and...
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be...
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand, and you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and did...
It was the same. There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the truth.
Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all. The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by any...
What should we do?
Well, Wednesday...
That's not what I meant, but then again, I guess we might as well take a break. I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodle.
Ugh. Let's share what we learned. So, there really was no new...
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first. To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that there wasn't a single report of suspicious persons being witnessed to begin with. Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't. But otherwise, the conditions are the same.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Yeah, that or the Midnight Channel. I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder...
Do you have anything, Naoto?
Without any... But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection, as well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent. Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. It's snowing.
Hey, is it snowing? Too bad the fog's so thick. What's the matter? Huh? What about him?
Detective Adachi. A member of the police force. It would certainly explain the lack of witness reports. It's the same reason no one ever reported seeing Namatame's truck.
This is a small town, so everyone must have known who he is. And since he's a detective, people definitely wouldn't have thought of...
In fact, he could use his position to his advantage and hide critical...
Huh. Well, if you think of it that way, I guess... But we're talking about Adachi. I mean, really? Adachi? He's your textbook lousy detective? Are we really on the right track?
Actually, I'm not sure how to put it, but there's something that's been bothering me about him for some time.
Yeah?
Perhaps it's just my imagination.
It's cold.
Adachi? That can't be. I mean, he said he came to escort Miss Yamano and...
What? Was he at your inn when the announcer was staying there?
When Miss Yamano was staying at our inn, the media were swarming all over it. That's when Adachi-san arrived, saying he'd been assigned to guard her. He told our waitress that fame could be rough.
Guard her? He didn't spend the night there?
Huh. I wonder if he knew Ms. Yamato.
I don't know about that, but I heard he did call out to a girl in my class. I found out this afternoon, but I thought, that's just how cops are. So I didn't think it had anything to do with the case.
Detective Adachi also questioned Saki-san, the one who found the announcer's body, on numerous occasions. I heard it was because there was so little information about the case at the time. It's certainly unusual to question someone with as strong an alibi as hers multiple times.
Then you think he had something else on his mind?
And that something is what connects those two victims to Adachi-san? Come to think of it, we've been running into that guy a lot, in all sorts of places. And every time he'd tell us what the police were doing before saying, "Oops, I said too much," and clamming up. Was that all to throw us off the trail?
It would be no problem for him to drop that warning letter into your mailbox. Not to mention the fact that he can destroy any evidence that might point to him.
Then, is it...
This is still only a tentative theory. We should work... This is now... Something has occurred to me about the case, and I'd like to get Detective Adachi's... Huh? The transport? It's right now? Right,
What was that about?
Detective Adachi is headed to the hospital to prepare for Namatame. We must head there at once.
Huh? What are you guys doing here? Hey, do you know where Dojima-san went? They told me he snuck out of his room again.
I assure you, we've made it clear to him several times that he needs to stay put.
Jeez, with Namatame finally relocated...
So, I've been wondering. You seem to be in a terrible hurry to get him...
Huh? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we can't leave him here with Dojima-san and Nanako-chan around. Didn't you guys think so too? Hey, what are you doing here anyway? Nanako-chan's room is in the other wing. Don't you think you should leave before Dojima-san finds you? If he catches you, he'll start pestering you again.
Adachi, where's Na? There's been a lot of noise today for some reason.
Dojima-san, what are you doing here? Namatame's already been relocated. I was looking for you so I could tell you that.
You did what? Who authorized that? There's still...
Give me a break, Dojima-san.
Those first two murders have been bothering. His motives are shaky and his alibi is rocks. We closed a lot of loopholes on the basis of his testimony. But that...
Is this more of your... He's already been relocated. It's... And you kids should really get home too. You're gonna get in the way of police business.
What's gotten into you today? It's odd to see you taking work so seriously.
Come on! I'm always giving 110% when it comes to the job. You should get back to work too, Dojima-san. Your current assignment? Get better as soon as possible.
What are you all...
We came to confirm something.
Why wouldn't I question her? She discovered the announcer's body. But she didn't know much about it, so I only talked with her once or twice. The time the announcer... I can't say for sure offhand. It's not like I saw her, and that was months and months ago, too. My memory's kinda hazy. Was that all you wanted to ask? Warning letter?
The one that was delivered to his house. It's in police custody.
I don't really remember.
Hey, what do you mean? I gave it to you to take down to the crime lab for processing. You're telling me...
I'm sorry. Your accident was right after that. And what with one thing and another, it's sort of... besides, that thing was just a prank, wasn't it? Jeez, what are you asking me all this? For crying out loud, what's this all supposed to... Dojima-san, you really need to get back to your bed. That's why your wounds aren't healing. And you all need to go home right now. Do you have any idea what time it is? I'm going back. I need to get to the station and report in.
Just one more thing. We know for certain now that the first 2 murders weren't Namatame's doing. Someone else killed them. Adachi-san.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
'Cause we think it might have been you.
What? We already know Namatame's the one who put them all in.
What did you just say?
Put them all in. What's this putting them in? Do you know something about the method behind their... Don't tell me that all that talk about TVs and whatnot from before...
To tell the truth, Adachi-san, I've been fixated on something. Before I didn't know why, only that it sounded a wrong note to me. Do you recall when I read Namatame's diary? At the time, I said, even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here. And in response, your words were, wow. Then that settles it. How, I wonder? Would that settle anything? At the time, the police had no idea that there had been other attempted murders related to the case. You had no reason to say such a thing. After all, there are countless examples of people disappearing for a few days. Yet when I read the list of names, you raised no objection. What do you say to that?
I don't know. I said I'm busy.
Wait, you son of a bitch! Adachi! Adachi!
What the... Damn it! Where the hell did he go?
Did you find him? I contacted security. Nobody's seen Adachi and there's no record of anyone leaving. So he must be still in...
He's still here?
That bastard.
For heaven's sake, what?
Sorry.
Do you even want to get better? Have you forgotten how much trouble it caused you last time?
You're right. You've got to find Adachi. I need to square this away with him.
He hasn't left this ward yet?
Yeah. If he's the killer, he can go through.
You mean he went in through here?
We searched every inch in the direction he ran off. There's nowhere to hide. I don't think we could have missed him.
He was cornered. It's highly probable that he escaped there. If he does indeed turn up on the other side, that should prove beyond a doubt that he is the true culprit.
Damn. So I guess we were right. What?
I think it's too dangerous. We're not 100% positive he used this TV, and on top of that, we don't know where it might lead. Let's go in from Jeunesse like all. It'll be fine. So long as we're ready for him, we'll crush that jerk in one...
Where? Sense? I I see. There are so many things, but I've been thinking all this time, but I couldn't find the answer. Humans live in the other world, and from the beginning, that's all there was. I was just a shadow. You're always... I figured that day at the hospital, as soon as I thought that, I lost consciousness. Then when I woke up, shadows can't stay in the human. I walked and walked, but just when I started thinking that I couldn't go anywhere, and then... I remember lots of things now. My world is a place shaped by human. One day, a shadow living in that world awakened to human emotions. But humans and shadows are... So he made himself forget that he was a shadow. He wanted to He wanted people. And that's how he came to look like this. What the other Teddy said before. No matter how much I searched for... There was no me. I'm just a shadow. It would have been better if I had never... One day, when you meet Nana, tell her... Huh? Nana... Wow, I'm so glad that I could at least... My heart feels so... What a strange place. It's not like my world. Could this be your dream world? But what am I... No matter how hard I think, there's too many things. But I do understand one thing. But I have to get... This is your place. It doesn't... Goodbye.
It seems the words in your memory weren't the only things. This is a room for guests who have an ego that can be nurtured. Shadows, mere fragments broken. The water's strength has moved a single stone that had stopped. Well now, this vehicle is still on its journey. There is no reason. Margaret?
We're ready to go.
You are every inch the guest I had. Now it's... I am even more intrigued now.
We'll be waiting for your next visit. How did it go?
No.
Ugh, that annoying little furball. Just when we're at a turning point.
We have no choice. Let's
Whoa. Look how dense this fog is. It's gotten even worse than before.
What the? There's this malicious aura everywhere. It feels complete. I think we'd better hurry. Give me a sec to try
Does this mean both this world and ours are getting messed up?
Our glasses work on the fog on the other side. It can't be. And I heard more people are falling ill because of the fog. I wonder what's going to happen.
I sense him. Adachi's definitely in here.
Are you serious? Which...
Hold on.
So he did come. Well, that settles it. There's virtual. Once we capture him, solving the mystery of this world and the rest of the case can't be far behind.
Then maybe we'll find out where Teddy came. Man, where is that bear
Well... And I know Adachi is here, but I can't... Gee, Ted! Why aren't you here?
This I see. But it really doesn't matter. Nana-chan.
It is... I heard... You said... Hang in there. I heard...
Hold on!
It seems she's asleep.
Nana-chan, she heard me say...
It could be that her frankly miraculous recovery was because everyone, even unconscious, people are capable of hearing
my voice. Everyone.
In any case, there are too many things we don't understand about her condition and what caused. We're doing our best, but it's difficult when everything about her illness is a total
unknown.
Well, if anything happens, please.
If I'm an unknown being, then the way I can change is... So all I have to do... Nana-chan's doing her best. Sensei and the others are probably fighting... I'm just a shadow. But Nana-chan cheered up when she heard my voice. So what if I'm just a shadow? There must be... I can't... That's why I came back here. Right. Hang in there, Nana.
It's no use. I can only tell that Adachi...
Rise-chan!
If only Teddy...
Didn't he say his nose is practically useless now? Could he...
Nope. He'd be no help at all. But he was always there to support me.
That bear's a loudmouth, but he's nice to have around.
He's lighthearted and always up to...
I'm alright. The fog's so dense.
Why don't we call it a day?
I agree. If Rise-san became fatigued, even if we found Adachi. Moreover, it's almost nighttime. We should return to...
Damn it! We came so far to run smack into it.
I know he's in... What's wrong with me? My powers are completely Teddy?
You little...
I'm sorry.
You idiot! Bad bear! You're so late! Who do you think you are?
Are you faking?
No!
want to help you all again.
You know how much trouble you cause, you dumb bear?
I figured out a lot of things. Stuff about me. I wanted to tell you.
A shadow? You mean you're one of those things we've been fighting?
Yup. Just like the ones you all know about. Shadows are suppressed human thoughts. Everyone has them inside.
Wait, you say you're a shadow, but you didn't attack, and you kept telling us from the start that you wanted to bring peace and quiet back.
But in the end, I was just an ordinary shadow. I did everything I could until now to try and make my world peaceful. But instead, the weird fog started seeping out into this world. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's no big deal. I mean, we weren't expecting much from you in the first. And about you being a shadow, we pretty much figured you were something like that anyway.
Huh? Ooh, here I am pouring my heart out to you, and you say you thought I was something like that anyway? No normal person would think such a pretty bear could really be a
So what's the problem with being...
It's true that you may have been born that way, but you now possess... A shadow is suppressed power. Once controlled by the ego, it becomes a... Doesn't it follow, then, that you must have developed an... Whether the ego masters its shadow, or the shadow awakens to its ego. The only difference I see is the order in which the...
Oh! Teddy's
I'm...
You keep trying to figure out who you are, just like all of us. You can't do much on your own. The rest of us were pretty much a group of misfits to begin with, too, right? You fit right in, man.
I beg your pardon? Who are you calling a misfit?
Isn't that just you?
Hey, that's not something a detective would say. Or an idol, either. Gee, stop crying, will ya? While you were gone, we figured out who murdered the announcer in Senpai. It was Adachi.
Huh? Adachi? That total goof? Whoa! I didn't notice at all. Looks like I'm pretty blind. But you all know him. If you can't find someone like that, I don't think I can help you.
Like I said, we're not expecting much.
Well, the main thing is, it's hard to get pumped about this without someone nice and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, now that the band's back to...
It's... If Risei-chan couldn't find him, I really doubt someone with a dried-up nose like me will be much help. I do smell a Adachi baby in here, but the fog is completely covering up his scent.
Teddy.
When you look at me with those eyes, I get this. This is my time. Ooh, I'm getting...
Teddy?
Hey, quit wandering around. You better not flake out on it.
Huh? I sense it from...
Is it Itachi?
How do I put it? It's kinda hazy, but at the same time, it feels like I've got a whopper on...
I don't get it.
Very but If I remember right, that's where Sensei, Yosuke, and Chie-chan came from when I met them for the first time.
When we first were... Oh, you mean that creepy-ass room where all the faces on the posters were cut?
Yep, there's...
Teddy, you really are amazing.
It was just dumb luck. It's because that's where I first sensed Sensei. That's why it kinda smelled over...
Oh, I see. Wait, wasn't that the room where Yosuke had to go to the bathroom?
Huh? You're saying...
Ew, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, you lie so bad! Dude, I did not piss my pants! Quit spreading random rumors about stuff like that.
Well, it happened so long ago, my memory...
Okay, guys, enough fuzziness. Follow me.
I haven't heard you crack up, though I really wonder sometimes about your sense of humor.
I noticed her first, and she just had to run off and have an affair. Who's there? Oh, it's you guys. You're very persistent. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not lying your way out of this one, damn it! Just being here proves it! TV, aren't you?
It was an accident. She started struggling. What else was I supposed to do? I called her out to the lobby because I wanted to ask her something, and then she started getting hysterical on me. What they say on the news isn't true, is it? All that talk about you having an affair and whatnot? It's all a lie, right?
Why do I have to explain myself to...
I see. So you don't deny it. You caught my eye. But it turns out you're another worthless bitch.
What's wrong with you? Don't make me call for...
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I think you need to see what it's like to fear for your life. It'll get your head straight.
What are you going to do?
She fell in. Wow! So people can go completely inside! Good thing for me, no one else was around there in the middle of the night.
That happened in our lobby?
I learned about the Midnight Channel through some rumor. You hear a lot of fishy stories like that on the Force. But it was pure coincidence that I touched the screen and discovered my power. I burst out laughing when I found out. I knew right away that this was going to be interesting.
So you tested it out on Mayumi-Yama?
Nah, it was nothing like that. I was just trying to punish the stupid bitch a little for betraying me. Yeah, putting them inside the TV was never the plan. But you know, both Mayumi and that dippy high school girl struggled for no reason.
Then you were responsible for Saki-senpai's death!
Saki? Oh yeah, her name was Saki Konishi, or something like that. At first I just called her in because of work-related stuff, her being the one who found Mayumi's, and naturally, if there was any chance she'd seen something, I'd need to know, so I was all set to be a nice guy to her.
What's this about anyways? Didn't you call me in for more questions?
Well, we'll get to that. But you know, I saw you this... You were getting pretty cozy with that Namatame. Huh. So I'm not good enough for you. Well, I know how to deal with girls like you. God, these high school girls today. This world's gone straight to shit. When I was in school, I wasn't allowed to do anything but study my ass off. I was supposed to be the best of the best, and instead they stick me in the boonies. But I guess I got this sweet power to make up for. Life's not... Get on your knees and beg, and maybe I'll let you out. Yeah, as if I'd walk into a death trap like that. It was a lot easier the second time. High school girls are thinner, you know?
You son of a...
Come on, give me a break. I didn't know it was dangerous inside the TV. It's not like I was trying to kill them. I mean, I'm sure they hit on Namatame, not the other way around. A council secretary will one day rise to public office himself. Mayumi and that high schooler were just gold digging. They got exactly what they deserved. I didn't do anything wrong at all.
Shut the hell up! You knew from what happened to Mayumi Yamano that people die in here!
So what if I knew? Nah, he called the police in the middle of the night, just after they found that Saki girl's body. The rest of the force had their hands full with the double homicide, and it happened that I was the one who took the call.
Namatame said the police refused to take him seriously. You were responsible for that, then.
Oh, quite the contrary. If anyone else had taken the call, sure, but I actually did believe him, you know?
That's the pattern to the 2 deaths so far? And now you're seeing a girl in a kimono on that weird program, and you think she'll die too, is that right? Namatame-san, do you seriously expect us to believe something like that?
But it's true! If there's any way the police can protect her...
Listen, there's no way the police are going to make a move based on a fantasy. It does sound interesting, though.
But...
Oh, I have an idea. If you really want to save her that much, why not do it yourself? Like, you could shelter her somewhere. Someplace where no one could find her.
Where no one could
Save her yourself. You can do it. I'm busy, so I'm hanging up now. Bye.
Isn't that amazing? Of all the people who could have received Namatame's call, it ended up being me. Talk about luck! All I did was give him a little push, and he completely bought into his vision of this world. The more people you guys saved, the more... Both sides had the best of intentions, so the game of cat and mouse would never end.
You gotta be...
Why? What reasons could you have for doing that?
Reasons? None, really. I could do it, that's all. And it was fun. I guess that's my reason.
You murdered people just for...
Come on, all I did was put people in here. I didn't murder them. And Namatame did most of it. I had nothing to do with any of you.
You're just dodging the blame!
Yeah? Then how would you prove it? He put people inside TVs? You think the police are that...
What a jerkwad!
I do admit, though, I never thought you guys would manage to track me down. I like that. Games like this gotta have surprises or they get boring fast. It's like when I dealt with that Kubo kid.
Then, you mean to say that Mitsuo Kubo's disappearance was your... I did sense something odd in his course of action. If he had special powers and wanted attention, why resort to a regular copycat crime? But that wasn't the case. Kubo had no such powers. In fact, he was...
It had been a while since I last put someone inside the TV, so I really got a kick out of that one.
Why did you... And how come Mitsuo didn't say anything?
You think that didn't occur to me before I did it? Come on, I'm a detective. I let him through to a room at the station with a TV, switched off the lights, and did it quick while he was still startled. As long as he didn't see me push him in and no one else did either, no one would believe him, even if he survived. Of course, I don't think the Kubo kid ever figured out what happened.
Wait, the police station?
Yeah, he turned himself in pretty quick, actually. This was back when we didn't even know enough to issue a search warrant. But the other officers decided it was just a prank, so they pawned him off on me. I didn't blame them. I mean, a kid coming and saying, "I did it all, it was me." Who'd believe him? But it looked bad. I didn't think anyone would come forward and take the blame for all the incidents. The police were desperate to pin it on anyone. If this kid really did it, they might have announced the case was closed. And if that happened, Namatame would stop saving people. I couldn't let that happen, or the game would be over. That's why I told the others I sent him home. I came up with the idea to put him inside the TV on the spot.
The game would be over? You threw him in just so you're fun.
You gotta have some excitement in life. But then you guys put your foot in it yet again and ruined my fun. Thanks to you, Kubo was arrested again, and everyone acted like he was the true culprit behind it all. Couldn't they see how badly he copied the crime scene? It worked out in the end, though, because good old Namatame kept saving people. I guess the guy started to develop some kind of messiah complex, huh? What an idiot.
This is all a game to you. How dare you murder people? Murder Saki-senpai for such a stupid reason!
You can keep your forgiveness. Our world will probably become just like this place soon enough anyways. Didn't you notice? The fog's leaking out. Everything on that side's pretty much screwed. The two worlds will merge soon, and then there'll be...
What the hell's he talking about?
This isn't his real body. The real Adachi is somewhere else.
But this guy feels different from an ordinary shadow. It doesn't seem like he's going berserk.
Wow. This me is just around to greet you guys, and thank you for wasting your time by chasing me in here. I'd say this world has taken a real shine to me. I feel like it's giving me everything I've ever wanted, and the monsters don't attack me at all. Maybe they can tell we have the same goal.
The shadows?
By the end of the year, Inaba will disappear completely into the fog. Soon, this place will be reality. I'll be in this world, so if you want me, come and get me. This world has a mind of its own. We'll see which of us it favors.
Keep your bullshit to yourself. It's about time you shut the hell up. We'll finish.
What a chump! Didn't I just tell you the real me is somewhere else? I'll be expecting you all.
Get back here, you!
That stuff about the world's mind and how this place will become our reality.
The rest of his confessions were consistent. We'd best proceed under the assumption that it's no lie.
It felt like he's gained some strong power after coming here.
Not only that, maybe he got taken over by that power.
So what he said about the two worlds becoming one...
Didn't he say that it would happen by the end of this year? What happens then?
I think he means this world will engulf the human world. The people in town are acting weird. It's like when the shadows that... If the fog gets even thicker, and this town is completely shut off from the outside world, then the other side might become full of shadows.
You mean everyone's gonna turn into...
Damn it! Why? We went through so much to get here, and now it turns out he was pulling our strings this... Yeah, it's about time we finished this. I don't want to feel this way ever again.
There's a path we can take now. I sense Adachi's presence from that direction.
Bring it on! Let's go!
Wait, I suggest we prepare ourselves first. We can't let him stab us in the back ever again. We must face him with all the power at our disposal and defeat him with...
I'm a little worried what he means by the end of the year, but now's not the time to freak out. Let's get prepared.